For writing today, we are learning to write a biography by researching an important civil rights figure. We, your teachers, are going to model using Rosa Parks. You guys are going to be writing about the person that you are reading about in reading. You should not be writing about Rosa Parks too. I'm going to show you a booklet that we've put together. So by your 5th grade teachers, this would be by you. You're going to write about the early life, like when they were born. You're going to write about what inspired them to be part of the civil rights, and you're going to write about their legacy. We're going to start today by looking at our notes and helping us write about the Rosa Parks' early life. Again, you're going to write about your leader. The one thing that I don't have on my cover is who this story is about. So I might write all about Rosa Parks. You guys can come up with your own title if you would like. You can use all about. You can just write the person's name. This is your story. So like I said, we're going to start with the early life. The first thing that you want to start with when you talk about your leader is where and when they were born. So I would say Rosa Parks. Remember, first names, last name starts with capital letters. Was born. Now, if I don't know this information, I'll go right to my notes. It should be in your timeline. If you don't have it in your timeline, go back to those texts that we've been reading. Was born Rosa Louise Macaulay on February 4th, 1913. So I'm going to write that. Was born Rosa Louise Macaulay on February 4th, 1913. Now I'm going to write down some other information about the beginning of her life. Again, go back to your notes if you don't remember. I remember, based on my notes, that she lived with her grandparents and that her grandparents were former slaves. So I might write that in. Rosa grew up living at her grandparents' house, which was a farm. I'm going to keep going using my notes to write a little bit more. I'm going to put in things like she stood up for herself even when she was 11 years old. In my knowledge, since these are my notes, I remember that when she was 11 years old, a boy pushed her, a white boy pushed her, and she was mad and pushed the boy back. And I remember that the mother of the white boy said she can go to jail for doing something like that. So I'm going to continue to write about the different things that happen in her early life. So if you notice, I have more writing up on the screen now, and you can see Epic in the background. I paused my first video and I kept writing so that you can see what it might look like at the end. I have 2 paragraphs. You might have more about your leader's early life. I wrote about her growing up on a farm with her grandparents being former slaves. I also wrote about an experience that was specific to Rosa Parks, where she was pushed by a white boy and she pushed him back, and the mother of the boy told her she can go to jail. And this is something that I read in a story. I took the story and I put it into my own words. Remember, when you are writing, you're not just copying down exactly what you see. You're not just copying down what the text says. You want the story to be in your own words. If you don't have enough information in your graphic organizers, you can always go back to the text that you have read about your leader, maybe on Epic, maybe on ReadWorks, or on any other site, and find more information there. Your job today, what we are looking for you to do as teachers, is to review some of the notes that you took about your leader. So the notes that you've been taking for reading. So I'm looking for you to review those notes so that you can start your biography. We want to start with the leader's early life. You can fill it in just like I did. Remember to write in complete sentences. Remember to include important dates, like the date your leader was born. That's always a great way to start. Make sure you write down some important information about that leader that connects to the civil rights movement.